game's vibes?
Oh, well, I mean, you and Liam had the luxury of going on and doing a little post-game talk.
We got to vent.
Yeah, you guys got to vent. I did not get to vent on the post-game show, probably for the best, because it gave me a night to kind of digest things a little bit more.
Yeah, you did say that too at the bar. You were like, I'm a little too fired up right now.
Yeah, it was an annoying one to start the season, right? I don't know. I don't really do a ton to like unwind. I think talking about the team as much as we talk about the team is like kind of all the therapy you kind of need, but was nice to kind of have 2 days off in between games, at least from a fan perspective. I think that kind of allows you to sit back, chill, forget about the loss a little bit. For the players, hopefully that's not the case. I don't think this is one of those games that you want to sit and be like, throw out the tape, like pretend it never happened. I think the Oilers kind of need to sit there and be like, we need to make sure a bunch of things don't happen again.
Yeah, that's funny you say that, because as a fan, I said to Gavin before, what did I do to unwind and forget about Wednesday? Well, I literally took the tape out back and buried it out back there. As a fan, I want to forget that. I don't want to think about it. I hope the players, you're right. I hope they keep that in the back of their minds. And they come out firing tonight. So we want to take a little look here at the YouTube chat. Shout out to my boy, Lance Kane, with the first comment of the day. Said, hey, Bordsy. Hey, Lance. So excited for your show. Can't wait to watch as much as I can as the Oilers win a Stanley Cup. Let's go, Oilers. Couldn't have said it better myself, Lance. We appreciate having you in the chat and everybody else watching live on the Oilers Nation YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. So, Tyler, I guess what I kind of want to get to first is I did think this was a little funny after getting absolutely beat 8-1 on Wednesday night, is that the Oilers had to go do a little autograph signing out at West Edmonton Mall. I found it a little hilarious, tough for the players. Shout out to all the fans that were lined up. We saw it like crazy. What do you think about that for the players having to go out after a performance like that, put on their fresh face smiles, shake some hands, kiss some babies?
And I don't think anyone is going to the Oilers autograph session to like berate the team, but there's probably a lot
I wonder if there's one. I'm sure there's got to be somebody.
I don't know. There's no way you'd go sit in a line for that long and be like, I'm going to sit in this line and then go be an asshole to an Oiler. Excuse me. But I do bet you there was a good chunk of like hey, tough one. Like you'll get him next time. The players like having to sit there and be like, yeah, for sure. Like, I bet you it was super annoying. I don't know why they didn't just do it a week prior. Like, do it on the Saturday after the preseason ended as a way to like kick off the season. It was really weird timing.
It was weird, especially because it was a road game. And then they flew back, and then you have to go there. But hey, shout out to all the Oilers fans and nation citizens, because we saw you out in droves there for the autograph signings. Our boy Matthew Wozniak was live on the scene, capturing all kinds of footage.
That was a great piece of cinematography if you go watch his TikTok and his journey.
It was pretty good. Shout out Derek Ryan. And Woz did text me before the show today, and he said, I have breaking news for the show. I was like, oh my God, what is it? What's it going to be? And he said Derek Ryan saw the video. So Derek Ryan does know who his number one fan is.
Good.
That's all that really matters. In other Oilers things I saw in the last couple of days, did you see Leon and Bedard on Oilers good. Plus there? That looked pretty cool. It was just two absolute beauties just chirping. I don't even know if they've met each other before.
Yeah, I don't know if they would have, but that was pretty funny. That's the neat part. Like I've done a couple of the player media tours now. And that is kind of the cool part of seeing how the players kind of interact, because all of that's there. It's where they get like the Sportsnet shots that you see in commercials, and all the rights holders and sponsors get to do their stuff. But it's like just superstar players there. So it's always cool to see how they interact.
And it was cool that they had him there, but they were like chirping each other back and forth. Jai was asking what he got on the score for. It was like a deking contest or something like that.
And Drysdale 100% just lied to him about his score. Like,
exactly, which I love. I love that he did that. You can't let that kid get in your head. You got to get in his head. But they were chirping each other. I think Bedard, he like chirped him. He said, nice hair.
Yeah.
So like that, I was like, that's just the beauty of like hockey boys, that even if they haven't ever met each other before, that's the term of endearment, is if you're chirping each other.
Yeah, that's fair. Connor Bedard's Blackhawks down 3-rip to the Habs right now, though.
Yeah, he did get his first one though, so that was a nice little beauty wraparound. You kind of get your confidence rolling with that. And Tyler, what do we got going for live scores right now? I believe we are on hat-trick watch for Austin Matthews once again.
Dude, that. He buried the first two for the Leafs. Nylander, Bertuzzi got the other ones, but Minnesota put on a bit of a comeback. So the Leafs are up 4-3. Bruins Preds tied 2-2. Habs up 3-rip. Flames up 1-0. That one's already in the third period against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Bolts down 4-3 to the Red Wings. Maybe that's a live bet the comeback spot. Tampa Bay plus 250 on the money line in the third.
Hey,
Flames Nation's in the chat too, saying go Flames.
Oh, that's boo. I mean, I do own Jacob Markstrom in fantasy,
I know.
but I don't care.
Tonight.
Actually, speaking of having the enemies on your fantasy team, I didn't realize this, but shout out Gavin. He told me, Tyler, I believe you're just an all Canucks NHL fantasy team.
I kind of just fell into it in our Oilers Nation staff fantasy. One, I knew going into that I was not getting any Oilers in this draft.
Yeah, that's true.
Because the Oilers all went off the board incredibly early.
Devin Shore went off the board.
Yeah. My strategy going into it was I'm going to probably end up with a good amount of Canucks and Flames because they're going to get undervalued by everyone else. But then I ended up with like Pettersson, Miller, Demko, Hughes. I have the entire Canucks roster, but it worked night one. So
and let's just say he has a healthy lead on my boy Gavin over here, who is behind the scenes and will be joining me for Oilers Nation After Dark this evening. We're also going to be joined by the one, the only, the legend Baggedmilk.
Yeah.
Hopefully he is feeling a little bit better than he did after the last one on Wednesday night, after there was a couple suds. Let's say a couple suds. He
was bagged wine. He was
bagged wine. Everybody in the chat was telling us about bagged wine. But Tyler, it's hockey night in Canada. It's the night. We're back. You can feel the vibes. We actually have a bar underneath our office. I don't know if I'm allowed to say where for my own safety. I'm not going to say where.
It's the one with the giant, bad take. Someone's going to come.
It's the one with the giant nation truck out front. Yeah, that might give it away. But coming in here in the office today, you can see there's people down there with jerseys. There's music going, and you can just feel the Saturday night vibes right now.
Even just driving in, like I saw downtown Edmonton, a lot of Oilers jerseys obviously cruising around. So it's good to be back on a Saturday night. And again, home openers, always electric. And the team's got something to prove tonight. Like, again, if you would have won game one, there still would have been a ton of excitement for the home opener. But now there's like not just excitement, but there's a little bit of pressure. You really don't want to go into this season down 0-2 right out of the gates. You really don't want to go lay an egg, play like shit again on home ice now. Like, this is, again, it's game 2 of 82. Everything will be fine if they lose tonight. But in terms of being in the moment, also, it'll leave some lingering questions if they don't even come out of the gates hard. Like, I think we need to see a really, really good first period from this Oilers team, because you can go back through the playoffs, think about the number of times against the LA Kings that they played like garbage in the first period. Against the Golden Knights, a lot of bad first periods in there. And now this year, you start the season after the month plus of captain skate and talking about how this year is going to be different, all of that stuff. If you come out with back-to-back flop performances, I think there'll be some questions raised about this team.
Yeah, there is a little bit of nerves tonight. You can feel that, but we're hoping that the loyal Edmontonian fans are going to be firing up our boys. We might have a nice little ceremony before. I don't really know what to expect.
Oh, God. I mean, it's always the same, right? They're going to come, stand around the circle at center ice. You're going to have to like sit and watch as they introduce like the athletic staff, which like, cool, give them their moment. But I always do get a bit of a chuckle in these out of who maybe takes themselves a little bit too seriously. Like, you'll get like some members of the coaching staff and all of that stuff, the behind the scenes people, they give like their little wave and whatever. But then there's some guys who are just,
we're here to play hockey.
Straight mean mugging. It's like, hey, man, you can wave. Like, it's all good.
I'd be out there with the biggest smile on my face, taking my moments, just like we do here on this show. So we should maybe get into it. But first, before that, we get into the Oilers lineup that is presented by Sherwood Ford, the Giants. They are the best. You know that we love them here at the Nation. They have their best service, sales, and parts department in the business. All kinds of personal testimonies. But the one personal testimony we want the most is from the man who's behind the wheel of the Sherwood Ford, the Giant Nation truck. Tyler?
It's good, man. I remember when I went on holidays, truck stayed parked outside my house, and yet Sherwood Ford came, did the oil change, all of that stuff. It's quality service with Sherwood Ford.
Dude, it's the best. They got a nice little vibe. They even let us do a couple of our Oilers Nation every day shows live from Sherwood Ford, so we love them. But all right, Patrick. Actually, I should mention today we're also joined by producer Patrick Puff, my guy. He's doing a great job. And you know how Pat is a beauty? Because he told me before coming to the office today, he drove all of his friends to the game and dropped them off, and he's going to pick them up after the game.
That's a stand-up move.
That's a guy you want in your group. That's a guy you want. So everybody, Give me stick taps for Pat in the chat. But okay, Pat, can you maybe give me the Edmonton Oilers projected lineup for tonight, as we see here on your screen live on the YouTube channel? Looks like we're going to be repeating the top 6 again tonight of Evander Kane, Connor McDavid, and Connor Brown. The second line will be Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Leon Draisaitl, and Zach Hyman, who we will get to him a little bit later, Gavin, for our predictions. Third line, the young line of Dylan Holloway, Ryan McLeod, and not so young Warren Fogle. I think he's around my age, actually, which is not young.
But in professional sports terms,
That's
you
still
get
pretty
old
young.
quick. You get
Hey.
old quick.
Hey, keep that.
I know,
Stop
I know.
that. Fourth line of Matthias Janmark, Derek Ryan, and it's here, people. The time has come. It is Adam Ernie season. Tyler, thoughts on Adam Ernie cracking the Oilers lineup tonight after just signing his 2-way 1-year deal?
I mean, am I excited for Adam Ernie's debut?
Yeah.
No. Am I willing to give him a shot, unlike some people? Yes. Listen, he could maybe provide some jam. I think that's something obviously Jay Woodcroft values having in the bottom 6. Is he going to be a play driver? No. Am I a little bit concerned about that fourth line? Yes. But for the time being, it's fine. I think they want serviceable and dependable, and Adam Ernie should be both serviceable and dependable. He's kind of gotten to double digits or been at that pace every year, has been in the NHL. So it's not like this guy's just, got stone hands or anything like that. Like, he'll be fine. I'm just expecting Adam Ernie to be fine. For me, the other questions are everywhere else in this forward group a little bit.
Yeah,
you look at that
exactly.
top line, McDavid, Brown, and Kane. They only played together for 3 minutes and 33 seconds in the last game because Jay Woodcroft.
The blender was out.
It was out quick. Draisaitl, Nuge, Hyman, that trio only played together for 419. Again, the trio of McDavid, Draisaitl, and Hyman. So again, the blender line that Woodcroft went to played together more than the top 6 as you see it on your screen right now. So I'm really interested to see if Jay Woodcroft lets these lines breathe a little bit. It's somewhat on the players. If they come out of the gates and they're playing good from the jump, then Jay Woodcroft will have no reason to go into the blender. But I really want to see this top 6 start to gel a little bit and come together.
Yeah, that's one of the things for me is we put these projected rosters up here on the screen every time. But with Jay Woodcroft, I feel like I never know what I'm ever going to get. It's really just speculation at this point.
And part of it last time was the 11 forwards thing, right? You were trying to get Janmark and Ryan in the game as much as you could. That required having to rifle an extra forward through that line. That throws things off. Today, they're going back to the more standard 12-6 approach, and there's good news that comes with that.
There is good news. That's a beautiful segue because, as you see on your screen, the top D pairing, the Viking is back, ladies and gentlemen. Matthias Ekholm will be on the left side with Evan Bouchard. Looks like pair number 2, we're bringing it back, is Darnell Nurse and Cody Ceci. Third pairing of Brett Kulak, my boy, who was not great on Wednesday night. We'll just kind of brush
none
past
of the
that
Oilers
one.
defensemen can say they were good in that last game.
Yeah,
So
exactly. And he will be joined by Philip Broberg. So we're going to a more traditional 12-6 tonight. But Tyler, I kind of want to ask you this. I felt the top 6 Wednesday night borderline, I don't want to say invisible, but some of them, Evander Kane specifically, in my opinion.
yeah,
What do we need to see from the big dogs tonight, Kane included?
I need to see a little bit more in the effort
something.
department. I know it's kind of like cliche, whatever, to be like, they got to work harder, but like they do. In the preseason, they kind of got away with just going and floating, going through the motions, get their work on the power play, get their puck touches. It was all good. You're playing mainly AHL competition. Like, it didn't really matter, right? And then you kind of got kicked in the teeth in the first regular season game. Like, oh shit, this is the NHL. I can't believe that these guys seem to have forgotten that, but I just need to see more jam. Like, I know Evander Kane, like, he was credited with 4 or 5 hits in that game.
What was that?
We talked about this earlier in the week. I don't remember any of them. I don't know where those hits came from. The numbers that stand out the most to me, Evander Kane was the only Oilers forward to be on the ice for 4 goals against at 5-on-5. With Evander Kane on the ice, the Oilers got outshot 12-4 in that hockey game at 5-on-5. He's a guy who needs to be much, much better. The health is no longer an excuse for Evander Kane.
Yep.
You can't use any of that. They need him to be better. The Oilers got outshot with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins on the ice. I mean, you can go through pretty much everyone except Leon Draisaitl and Connor Brown. Those are the only 2 forwards who were on the ice, and the Oilers outshot the opposition.
Yeah, I kind of just think, I mean, pardon my French here, but I saw Jason Gregor say it. The give a shit meter needs to be way up tonight, as it really wasn't the other night. I said this before to Gavin that for Evander Kane specifically, in my humble opinion, he's the kind of guy that he needs a hot start. Once you see Evander Kane bury one earlier or lay a big hit, make a big play, I feel like you see his wheels be in motion more as the game goes along. I know I'm no athlete, but back in the day, you know, if you score one early, you pot one early, your wheels are turning. You're going a little bit harder. So I hope to see a little bit of that from Evander Kane tonight. Dylan Holloway, we did say we thought was one of the lone bright spots in that game on Wednesday night. He got a little bit banged up at the end of the game, but it sounds like he should be good to go tonight. Tyler, what do you expect from Dylan Holloway tonight?
I'm excited to see that third line work together again with those three on the ice, 6.5 minutes. So Jay Woodcroft, he wasn't using them lightly. He also wasn't using them exclusively in the offensive zone. They only started 33% of their shifts in the O zone. So again, wasn't just cherry picking matchups. And with all three of them on the ice, the shots were 3-1 Oilers. With just Dylan Holloway on the ice, the shots were 5-1 Oilers. Like that line, despite not always starting in the offensive zone, found ways to consistently push the play in the right direction. I know you rattle off those three names and you don't necessarily think that they're going to be an elite defensive trio or anything like that. But the fact they skate hard, the fact they, at least in game one, were making good decisions with the puck, they're helping their defensemen get the puck out of the zone. That in a way is being good defensively. The best way to play defense is by making sure you're getting the puck into the offensive zone. So I really liked what I saw from that trio. Dylan Holloway specifically, I'm hoping for a little bit of a breakout from him this season. And even though he didn't get on the scoreboard, I thought last night was a good step towards doing that.
Yeah, so I see here in the chat from Corb77 says, you just know that Connor McDavid is going to come out flying once the puck drops. So I brought this up on Oilersnation After Dark after the game on Wednesday. Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, while they each got a point, they're on pace for a solid 82. There you go. Leon Draisaitl on pace for 82 goals. That at least made me sleep better.
Love doing that early in the year.
Yeah, exactly. But with the Connor and Leon, when they get borderline embarrassed like that, you might get an angry Connor and an angry Leon, which is not anything a Vancouver Canucks player wants to see. Because an angry Connor, we see it. He gets that look in his eyes.
Yeah.
And that man means business.
We have seen it a handful of times throughout his career with the Oilers. The Canucks are also a team that he's traditionally loved to beat up on. When you go through his points per game against all 31 NHL teams or the 31 other NHL teams, McDavid against the Canucks, I think it's in the top 5 for his points per game against individual teams. So you know that's not going to sit well with them. You know they're going to be extra motivated because they're coming back onto home ice here. And yeah, like that's not a great stat line for Connor McDavid. -3 in a lot really with just 1 assist. Like 9 goals are going to be scored in a game. Connor McDavid probably expects himself to be in on 3 or 4 of them. And he also doesn't expect 8 of them to be on his team. So I'm expecting a big night from Connor, as you should. I mean, even go back to last year. How many times did he have back-to-back games where he looked bad? It rarely happened.
We are going to get into some of the numbers a little bit later on the show with how well Connor McDavid does perform after a loss, Leon Draisaitl too. But I kind of wanted to bring this up is that, where did I have this? I believe it was that the Edmonton Oilers, well, they took a bunch of stupid penalties last game. So I want to get into that a little bit here. Was that strictly frustration? Was that out of position? What would you put that on, Tyler?
Well, some of it was frustration.
The Draisaitl one was dumb.
Yeah, McDavid's was frustration. I think the other ones in there, it was a lack of discipline. And especially when the team was going down and they were down 3 goals, down 4 goals, and you're still taking trips to the box. Like, it's hard enough to come back from down 3, down 4. But when you lose 2 minutes of that time trying to kill off a penalty, and also the Canucks were burning them on most of their power play chances. But when you lose 2 minutes of that time trying to kill off a penalty, it's astronomically more difficult to come back. So the Oilers got to stay out of the box. Like, again, their penalty kill is not great.
Yeah, that's not our asset.
No. And if you need to lean on it 4 or 5 times in a game, you're going to give up a goal or two 9 times out of 10. So they need to stay out of the box. And again, it's cliche, but that, again, is kind of what's wrong with this team as of late.
Yeah, I believe the Oilers they allowed 3 power play goals on 6 opportunities. That's just not going to get it done. If you're giving up 6 power plays to another team, even if they scored on 2 of those, that's a recipe for disaster. But another thing that I thought did stick out to me was this kind of presented. I saw it online. As Leon Draisaitl said that they got smacked around a little bit. I did think that was a nice way of putting that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, Leon. But the conversation online was, would you maybe rather lose a 4-3 tight checking game Or would you rather lose one 8-1, get absolutely smacked, and get the little kick in the ass that you need to maybe play a little bit better, a little bit quicker start tonight? Or is that just loser talk? Because I think it's a little from column A and a little from column B.
It is like it is a little loser talk to like try to pull positives from an 8-1 loss and be like, oh, well, it's gonna leave you more motivated for next game. Well, I would certainly hope you're just motivated anyways, being in the NHL, having 2 points up for grabs, the pressure of being one of the elite teams in the league, all of that stuff. So I don't love the idea that like you can spin it into a positive by being like, oh, they should be more motivated to come out tonight. But again, it just goes back. These guys, the big guns, don't play back-to-back bad games all that often. So there are, if you're looking for reasons to believe as an Oilers fan, which there are a handful.
There's plenty.
Number one is it should be a very motivated team tonight.
Yes, I am very confident in our boys tonight. But speaking of big dogs, the Viking, the biggest of the dogs, is going to be back tonight. Matthias Ekholm. Jay Woodcroft said it before the game today that he was discussing how Matthias Ekholm, sure, he's going to affect play on the ice. He's a great player, but he's a leader. He's in the locker room. He gives confidence. Evan Bouchard did not necessarily, and I'll be nice now, have the best game on Wednesday nights. Me and Leon are both going to sugarcoat these things. And I like the idea of seeing Ekholm back with his guy. What do you think Ekholm brings to the table tonight for Bush specifically and the rest of the team?
I mean,
Take a deep breath.
No one's happier to see 14 in the lineup than Evan Bouchard. And at some point, I think you need to stop having it be like, Bouchard needs his good partner there to succeed. Because like at some point, the bad play is just bad play, no matter who you're paired with. And he's still paired with Darnell Nurse, who was a darn good defenseman. But yeah, I mean, Ekholm being in the room, we all know the numbers from when he joined this team last year. Like they were one of the best teams in the NHL in the final 21 games, if not the best team in the NHL in the final 21 games with that guy in the lineup. And maybe we're just a little bit more used to him. He doesn't have that shiny new toy effect anymore, but he's out of the lineup. And then you suddenly realize, oh yeah, he's like without a doubt their best defensive defenseman.
It's not
like
even close.
Not even close. Like in his own end, he is the guy that settles everything down. And when he's gone, this team looks scrambly. Like again, everyone's got to be slotted up a little bit higher than you'd like them to. And now you just see with Ekholm and Bouchard back on a pairing. Okay, now it can be Nurse and Cece, and they don't have to play tough minutes or as tough of minutes. Good. And now you got Broberg and Kulak. Yeah, the trickle-down effect is significant.
It works in economics, and it works here in the Oilers lineup. I saw here somebody asked me, James asked, Tyler, I'll present this to you. Tell me why Desharnais isn't in over Broberg.
Because neither one was particularly great last game. And I think you can also look at the fact, what did the Oilers struggle to do? Struggled to make passes last game, struggled to get the puck out of their own zone, struggled to keep up with the Canucks. Vinny isn't the fastest. Vinny doesn't move the puck all that well. Broberg does those things better. So if you're looking to mitigate some mistakes and cover for some areas where you were bad last game, Broberg does it better than Vinny. So I'm fine with putting Broberg in. Also, early in the year, I know 2 points is 2 points, but I want to see what Broberg looks like on the right side.
Too.
I want to get a really strong look at this because that can change your deadline plans down the line.
That's what I was going to say. We talked about this at almost nauseum on Oilers Nation every day. But the thing with Broberg is this is the make or break season, in my opinion. We need to know what he is or what he isn't. And the only way you're going to do that is if he's playing meaningful minutes. There's only 16 men dressed tonight. He's on the third pairing, but he will get more ice time than you would normally think. So we'll see. I want to give a shout out. Kennedy is in here just to drop in her like. And that reminds me, everybody, please smash the like button tonight. Do everything you can to help us out. Tyler, what should our like goal be tonight for this right now? What are we at right now, actually? 37.
Sitting at 37 right now.
So we can double that easily.
Yeah, we can easily double that. I'm trying to pick a goal scorer in this hockey game, though. I think my favorite one tonight is Connor Brown. His jersey number is 28. Let's flip it. 82 is the like goal. Take some mental gymnastics to get there, but we got there.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's get to 82.
I like that. Let's get to 82 likes, everybody. Please smash that like button.
Out of town scoreboard update. Somehow the Flames are down 3-1.
What?
It was 1-0, and then
you hear that, Flames Nation in the chat? You hear that?
Flames Nation was in the chat, starting to flex a little bit. 2 goals in the first 41 seconds of the third period, and then Jake Gensel fired home one as well. So 3-1.
Wow, there we go. Well, when God closes the door, he opens a window. So there's one right there, ladies and gentlemen. But I did want to kind of, before we move along here, I know Oilers fans, we've been on Twitter. Tyler, I saw you getting into it with a couple people. I said earlier, I want to take a page out of the Aaron Rodgers playbook. And people, it was just one game, even if tonight's just 2 games. And RELAX.
Yep.
Let's relax. Let's take a breather. Let's have some fun tonight. Let's not put all the pressure. Let's have a great time watching this game. And the boys are going to come out and they're going to do what they do. They're going to help at least make you and me look a little bit better with our predictions at that point. So
I just want to get to James's comment here.
Yeah,
Darren A wasn't on for a 5-on-5 goal against. He's better on the PK, had the most emotion of any blue liner. I guess if you aren't going to get scratched, why worry about making good plays? I thought Desharnais was fine last game too. And the fight, good. Great to see that Vinny's willing to drop the gloves. Him and Broberg are the 6-7 D-men. It's going to be a rotation in all likelihood.
There's 82 games, people.
Yeah, like Vinny's not an 82-game NHL defenseman. And I like him. I think he's serviceable. It's all good. But again, you need to flip-flop these two in and out of the lineup. And with this matchup tonight, with what you saw from Vancouver early in the week, I think going with the faster, better puck mover is the play.
Yep, me too. I'm loving Lance Kane in the chat right now. He said,
he's fired up.
Ekholm looks like he could land a kickflip. I don't know if they had that back in the Viking age, but I'm not gonna doubt anything he does. He also says here, I'd let Tyler do my taxes.
Should not.
Do you do your own taxes, Tyler?
No, cannot be trusted to do that.
Yeah, no, I don't either.
Not.
Well, I think it's about time we should maybe switch over to the starting goaltenders matchup tonight, which I believe is going to be presented by Montorio Homes.
New friends.
New friends. We got a number of friends here at Oilers Nation, but we love Montorio Homes. At Montorio Homes, you can build your dream home your way without breaking the bank. Work with a reputable and accredited home builder who believes your dream home should be affordable without compromising on quality or personalization. Jesus, that was tough. That was a mouthful. Visit us today at montorio.ca and let's start building the house you've always envisioned. So it's looking like tonight we're going to be back with the big dog, the local boy, the man himself. Stuart Skinner does appear to be in the net, and he will be going up against Casey DeSmith. We saw on Wednesday night, Thatcher Demko, while played great, he was pretty damn good, I guess was dealing with a flu bug and reportedly was throwing up before, during the game. I don't know.
At one point in the third period, threw up in his mask. Why not?
Those are the stats you don't get anywhere else. Who tracks those stats? But we're going to be having Stuart Skinner, first game of the season, in front of the home crowd.
First start of the season.
Sorry, yes.
He does also have an ugly save percentage he's trying to get back up for this year.
Yeah, we don't want to show that graphic that we have as well.
Well, look at these pretty numbers. The all-star numbers.
Look at these ones. These ones are nice. So 50 games played last year. Stuart Skinner had a record of 29, 14, and 5. Boom, those are great numbers. A 275 GAA and a 914 save percentage. For Casey DeSmith, he had a 15, 16, and 4 record with a 317 goals against, 905 save percentage. So Tyler, first, we'll start with the home dog. Stuart Skinner, where's your confidence at? I believe he allowed 4 goals on 16? 16 shots.
Him and Campbell were identical.
Twin numbers, so I guess that's nice right there for comparisons. Where's your mindset at with Stuart Skinner right now? And where's your confidence level? I don't like that.
No. This was the right move going to him. The reason I kind of sighed is just when a goalie comes in a relief appearance and plays well, I'm always like, damn, like that right there shows me something. Like he's ready to go. Like Campbell in the playoffs. Yep. We wanted him to get starts. When a goalie comes in a relief appearance and plays bad, I always just want to lean, or doesn't have great numbers, I should say. I always want to lean more towards the side of it's not on him, right? Yeah. He wasn't expecting to play. So I have a tough time like criticizing Stuart Skinner for last game. This was without a doubt the right decision to go with him in this one. I think even if Jack Campbell had a shutout in game 1, like you were going to Stuart Skinner for the home opener, it's the right call. I'm happy with this. I'm confident in him just because he hasn't given me a reason to not be confident in him. Again, let's throw out that first game from Skinner's perspective.
Yeah, I agree. And we had we had projected this was going to happen on Oilers Nation every day, kind of throughout the entire preseason. We thought the idea of putting Campbell on the road to start the season maybe build some confidence. But when you come back home, you're riding with your guy, you're putting him in front of the crowd. I think Stuart Skinner will have a bounce back game tonight. A, because it can't really get worse than it was the other night. But B, this is what he does. He's our guy. We had David Quadrelli from Canucks Army yesterday on Oilers Nation every day. And he was telling us how his confidence level in Stuart Skinner is sky high.
He loves him. Yeah,
He
from an
thinks he's
outside
going to be one of the best goalies in the league in a couple years. So it was nice to hear that from the Canucks perspective. Did he give you confidence? Did Quads give you any
Yeah,
confidence?
I think so. I mean,
we see him enough as it.
Skinner was an all-star last year. Like,
Yeah,
we should be
exactly.
believing in this guy. On the other side of this matchup is Casey DeSmith. So the Oilers avoid Thatcher Demko, who has sparkling career numbers against them. I mean, he's one of the best goalies in the league. Frank Saravalli's picked him to win the Vezina. Casey DeSmith, he's only appeared in 3 career games against the Edmonton Oilers. He's only started in 1 game against the Edmonton Oilers. He's got a .918 save percentage, a 3.41 goals against average, 5 goals on 61 shots. So some pretty, I mean, the save percentage looks great. Goals against average pretty high, but the Oilers have scored on DeSmith before, and he's just flat out not as frightening as Thatcher Demko.
Yeah, he's not as frightening, but I do have a little fun fact to present about Casey DeSmith that we found out from our boy Quadrelli yesterday. So if you follow any of the Nation accounts, you might notice we are sponsored by Betway.
Yeah.
Shout out 18 plus. Please play responsibly. But we always have to do these, take like these selfie photos and tweet them out.
Giving out our picks on a day-to-day basis.
Giving out our picks, but they usually come with nice little selfies.
Yeah.
And Quads was telling us yesterday that Casey DeSmith asked him, who's that handsome guy that keeps taking all those selfies and posting them on the Canucks Army account? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that person is none other than Gavin Turnick. And
Casey DeSmith's a big fan.
Casey DeSmith's a fan. I think Gavin might be a fan, but I thought that was pretty damn funny to hear about that. That that he's checking CanucksArmy.com and the Twitter page, but enough to like see that registered enough and text Quads to be like, hey, who is that? Who is that hot piece of ass, Gavin? Sorry.
I will somehow take a hard transition off that comment. Austin Matthews back-to-back hat tricks.
No.
Nasty, man. He's good and he's fun to watch. I know Oilers fans don't like it because of where he plays, because of the media comparisons that always come with him and McDavid. They are not justified. I'm not trying to say they are, but when that dude's healthy, he's
one of the best goal scorers in the league. He's top 3.
I have a hard time saying he's not the best. Yeah. McDavid's the best player without a doubt. Connor McDavid scored 60 goals last year. It was remarkable. But like when Matthews is hot like this, dude, he's unstoppable.
And what is with his ability to start out so hot? Yeah. We've seen it. Remember his first game ever. What did he score? 4 goals, I believe.
Yeah, against Sens.
This guy just loves hot starts, and frankly, I'm tired of hearing about it.
Yeah, and that's fair as well.
I'm loving in the chat right here. It's kind of just a recurring joke going here about what they would and wouldn't let Tyler do. I wouldn't let Tyler anywhere near my chairs. I'd let Tyler eat in my car.
Yeah,
I'd let Tyler peel the plastic off when I buy a new iPhone. I'd let Tyler tie my tie before a big interview.
I don't know how to tie a tie, so don't let me do that. I just always have to go on YouTube and look it up and do it in the little mirror.
I got you, bro. I got you. I can do a half Windsor, a full Windsor.
I surround myself with people who know how to tie them so that, you're always in good company.
That's a smart guy. And finally, Sergeant Battle said, I'd let Tyler put the knob on my stick. Lance, I'd let Tyler tattoo me. Holy God.
No, hell no.
Way too much trust. I wouldn't let Tyler do any of these things.
Yeah. Someone said I'd let Tyler mow my lawn. Like, that's the one thing you could probably trust me with.
That one is fair. I think you're actually pretty good at that. But let me know in the chat, everybody, where your confidence level is with Stuart Skinner,
and where your confidence level is on me for day-to-day tasks. I don't know.
I'm somewhere in the middle with you. Sometimes you can surprise me, like the manly stuff of this studio. You absolutely surprise me with every bit of that.
Yep.
Tyler knows his way around a drill.
Yeah,
Tyler knows his way around a drill. I see everybody here in the chat. McDavid to score 6 is a great bet. I don't know about that, but we'll get into that one a little bit later.
Night, though. I know I'm not sticking around for the betting preview, and you guys get into it here in like 5-10 minutes.
But, yeah, exactly. So we will have to let Tyler go this evening because our guys go into the game, and me and Gavin are going to be staying here at the office, watching, tweeting, doing everything about the game. Come on in the After Dark chat if you got something to say. I'll probably be in the Discord a little bit too tonight. But Tyler gets to go he's a company man. He's got to show his face out there.
Yeah, got to get out there. It's my birthday tomorrow, so tonight's my party night. I'm going to have a handful of adult beverages at the hockey game.
That's right, everybody. Be sure to wish Tyler a happy, or maybe an early birthday now, an accurate one tomorrow, tweet him, and then we can give him a belated one on Monday. But I think it's about time we switch gears here. Let's take a look at the Vancouver Canucks starting lineup, which is presented by Greta. You know we love Greta, ladies and gentlemen. It's one of the best places to watch a game in this city. If you couldn't grab tickets to the game tonight, hey, why don't you head on down to Greta? They're going to have all kinds of sweet drink deals. I know they'll have the audio on.
Yeah.
It's such a vibe in there. Now, the game on Wednesday was
Terrible.
a horrible game.
Mhm.
I still had a fantastic experience at Greta. Did you?
Yeah. And the nice thing, like, think when you're at the game, you're sitting in the seats. Intermissions, boring as hell. What are you going to do? Sit on your phone, go piss? At Greta, intermissions, you go play Mario Kart. You go shoot some hoops. Exactly. Greta's a great spot to watch a game. And their TV setup. That's always a thing you need to be worried about when it comes to watching a game at a bar is like, okay, if I go and it's busy and I'm in a bad seat, am I going to be able to watch the game? Greta doesn't really have a bad seat.
No,
the TV
TVs
arrangement
everywhere.
is elite.
And then they have the big projector screen on the dance floor, which is so nice. I love that thing. I love Greta and I love the vibes. Okay, Patrick, why don't you pull it up here for me? For the Vancouver Canucks, I believe their starter coming back with a very similar lineup as the other night. You can see the top line of Andre Kuzmenko, Elias Pettersson, and Connor Garland. You know my thoughts on Connor Garland. Requested a trade at the beginning of the season, playing on the top line with two of the best players. All he had to do was literally go straight to the hoop, and he found a puck on his stick that ended up in the back of the net.
Yeah.
What are you complaining about? But I don't want to beat that drum again. I've kind of gone at Connor Garland enough right here.
So Pettersson, Garland, and Kuzmenko, I'm just looking back at their line stats from last game. They played 5-0-4 together at 5-on-5. They had one shot attempt as a line in that game, and it was the one goal. They didn't get another shot attempt, not another shot on goal, not a blocked shot, nothing that even hit the post. Like, they did not direct a second puck towards the net. Their one chance went in, and that's it.
Yeah, well, 1 for 1. I guess those are,
yeah,
there it is. Second line of Phil DiGiuseppe and JT Miller with Brock Besser, who I don't think anybody, I said it before, had a 4-goal night from Brock Besser on their bingo card on Wednesday nights. That's kind of a guy. Now, you are happy for him because he's been a guy who's dealt with some struggles.
He's a very likable player.
He's a very likable guy, and with everything that's kind of happened to him the last couple of years, it's nice to see that. And you own him on your fantasy team, so I guess that's nice.
And Rick Tocchet rode this line hard last game. This trio played more minutes than any other trio on the Canucks, almost 10 minutes together at 5-on-5, which is just an insane number of ice time.
Wow, that is quite the number. Meanwhile, we were just blending them up on our end. A third line of Dakota Joshua with Pia Suter and Anthony Beauvillier. I know Chris Faber from Canucks Army, he was going off on Thursday about how well he thought Pia Suter played, whether that was on the penalty kill, just running that third line in general. It was pretty good. You saw Dakota Joshua getting that scrap. Yeah, they're a third line of whatever they are. Fourth line of Nils Höglander, new addition Sam Lafferty, and Jack Studnicka. Did you notice anything from Sam Lafferty in game number 1?
No, like he's good. He's a good scrappy bottom 6 player. I mean, those guys are, not to be rude, they're not exactly dime a dozen, but
I was going to say that and then stop myself.
Yeah,
that's not really the right
sounds
one.
too rude because he's a really good penalty killer. He's good in the dot. I wasn't getting ready to trade Vinny Desharnais for him. Like, Vinny Desharnais is a good 6-7 defenseman. Sam Lafferty is a good 4C. You take a good defenseman over a good forward because they're just more of a rare commodity.
Yep. And I guess the Toronto Maple Leafs, I know they're got some cap compliancy issues there, but I think that was more of the reason why they got rid of him. But you think if he was something that they hoped he was going to be when they acquired him at the deadline last year, what are you laughing at over there?
Someone commented, Greta, not family friendly. And someone said, it's a bar, of course. Also, I know some bars in the city are allowed to do families before like 8 o'clock. I don't know if Greta does. But anyways, yes, if you have your kids with you, or if you're going out for a night without your kids, Greta's your spot.
Lance Kane says, I'd let Tyler take my kids to a bar. So,
sure.
Lance, do you have kids? Let me know.
Also, okay, there was another really good comment I wanted us to bring in. Yeg Loyalty, tuning in from Seoul, South Korea.
Yeah, I thought I saw that. Hey, we appreciate it. From sea to shining sea.
Well,
there we go.
Across the shining
Hey. This ain't geography class right here, buddy. But then the defensive pairings for the Vancouver Canucks tonight. Top pairing of Quinn Hughes and Filip Hronek, which I don't know why Rick Tocchet spent so much time telling me it was going to be defense by committee, because clearly they're rocking with a top pairing. Yeah. Second pairing of Ian Cole, Tyler Myers, and a third pairing of Akita Hirose and Noah Juleson. What did you see from Quinn Hughes in game number 1, Tyler? You know my hot take of the year is that I believe Quinn Hughes is going to score 20 goals. I know that's a little crazy, but what did you see from him?
I think he's the
to your
guy who's
point,
going to
Knight,
be
I
in the
believe?
Norris conversation at some point over the next few seasons. Like Quinn Hughes is elite. He's an elite
Yeah.
skater. If you want to talk about a defenseman who can defend Connor McDavid off the rush, Quinn Hughes is one of the few in the league. It's like him, Heiskanen, McCarr, Fox, those young guys who move well and know their gaps as well as he does. You rarely ever see Quinn Hughes get beaten wide. I really hope it doesn't happen now tonight, and people don't need to clip this and like play a McDavid goal of him burning him. But he's good at defending McDavid off
I
the
hope
rush.
they do get that clip.
I think where the Oilers could maybe expose Vancouver a little bit tonight is one with that third pairing, Hirose and Juleson. They got doubled or tripled up in the last game in terms of shot attempts at 5-on-5. And that was with the Canucks having last change. They could shelter them. I think you can maybe expose them a little bit, and getting the McDavid line out against Hughes and Hronek when the Canucks are starting in their own zone. I think, again, Hughes can defend off the rush fine, but I think where you can maybe expose him and Hronek a little bit is when you start cycling the puck. If you can get McDavid or Draisaitl on the ice for those shifts that are starting in their own end, you don't care if Hughes is coming over the boards because you're confident enough that your cycle can throw off whatever kind of coverage Vancouver's trying to play. So last change is a big, it's one of my big X factors in this one. Jay Woodcroft needs to take advantage of some matchups.
Yep, that's what our friend David Quadrelli was saying yesterday that he was a little concerned about, is that how well the Canucks line matched on Wednesday nights, and they're not going to have last change tonight, so that could be a factor. But dude, I'm taking Connor McDavid against any deep pairings. I don't care who it is, what streaks they're on. I'm always going with Connor. But I guess the thing I want to get into is everything went right for the Canucks on Wednesday nights. I believe they're big dogs of Hughes, Pettersson, Besser, and who's the other one I am forgetting about? JT Miller. I believe they had, they're all on your team. Wow, surprise. They had 15 points between all four of them when I looked this up. I was stunned by that. That's a point night for them. How do we slow the big dogs down tonight?
I mean, on one end, I think you can just pretty confidently say that they're not going to do that again. Like, that's a pretty special night when Brock Besser's popping home 4 goals and everything's going their way. Pucks are going off skates and in. Guys are batting pucks out of the air. Like, everything went the Canucks' way last night. You can be pretty confident they're not going to burn you that hard again. And also, if the Oilers play better, like, there's nothing they need to specifically go out and focus on to slow down Pettersson and Miller and those types. They just need to go out and play a better version of Oilers hockey, and it'll take care of itself.
Yep, that is true. I'm just looking through the chat here. Everyone's talking Discord. This chat is getting out of hand.
So alive right now.
love
Hit
it.
the like button, though. There's a lot of people and there, not enough likes.
Yeah, what are we at for likes right now? 65 people,
Let's go. Hammer it
82
up.
is our goal for likes tonight. We're almost there. We're not going to shut the stream down until we get there. You'll be watching me watch the game. That's what you'll be doing.
Which we are going to be doing more of this year. We're going to be doing some live watch alongs.
Yeah, we were talking because Gavin and I are going to be hanging around
Yeah.
at the studio all night long. And I think that's something we could be doing later. And yes, we do have Waz back here.
Yeah.
I can hear him banging and clanging back there behind me. But another thing with the Canucks on Wednesday nights, I guess, and they're kind of the story so far, is their penalty kill last year was, for lack of a better word,
It was dead last in the league.
It was dead last.
Could not have possibly been ranked lower.
Exactly. And they went out, they made a lot of moves. They got, Teddy Bluger, they got Carson Soucy, but neither one of those guys played the other night. And their penalty kill looked pretty good. Do you have the confidence the Oilers are going to bounce back with it? Because I do. I just, statistically, I'm going to think of game one as an anomaly. I'm taking the best penalty or power play of all time against last year's worst in the league. I'm betting on power play goals tonight. That's for sure.
Oilers went 1 for 4 last game. By no means
bad.
terrible. I mean, the Canucks went 3 for 6. Like, again, that should not happen again in this hockey game. Maybe don't give them 6 attempts on the power play, though, just to be safe.
What?
Just to be safe. Can't give up 3 power play
Breaking
goals.
news, people.
If you don't take
Hit the
3
lights.
penalties, hit the lights. But for the Oilers, like, I'm willing to bet on their power play coming through once or twice this evening. It seems like kind of due for one of those. So discipline, huge. Taking advantage of opportunities, huge. There was a moment early in that game when the Oilers got a power play. It was 0-0, and they didn't generate a whole heck of a lot. Kind of sit there and wonder if they would go up 1-0. Like, does that game end up taking a bit of a different angle? Do things play out differently?
Yeah, that's true. That is a good point. I did find it a little weird, too, looking at the box score after the last game, is that Quinn Hughes was 3rd in ice time. But I guess when you're up that much, you don't really need your big dogs to be out there playing that much. What else do we got going in the chat right now? Mike D is in the chat and says, trying to keep my excitement to a manageable level, but it's not working. You can feel those hockey night in Canada.
Saturday night. The Leafs just went and laid it to Minnesota, more than doubling them up 7-3. The Flames have already lost.
Oh, they did lose?
Flames lose early in the day. Maybe the Oilers followed up. Could be a nice Saturday night.
Let's go. So just looking in the chat here, some more. I'd let Tyler push me into a ditch in the nation truck.
Well,
No, we're not going to. Short Ford does not do stuff like that. Yeah, we got a couple. Hammer the like button from Genesis. I appreciate all you guys in here. Make sure you are subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube channel. We're going to be doing all kinds of stuff here. We got Oilers Nation every day, Monday to Friday. We've got Oilers Nation Radio. We've got the Real Life Podcast. We've got Pregame with Bordsy. We've got Oilersnation After Dark. We've got Shell and Chill with Waz, I think now. I like that name a lot.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of alliteration, but I really, really like that one. And Tyler, I actually just got the new NHL 24 and was playing last night.
is it good?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I did notice differences in this one.
Yeah.
I'll be completely honest with you.
Usually I can.
Normally you don't. I don't know if it was more the PS5 in my hand and feel a bit more, but it felt like a better game. And of course, playing with the updated Oilers roster, you cannot go wrong. So we're at 47 minutes past the hour. My guy here needs to check out because he's got to zip up the hill in that nation truck and be live on location down at Rogers Place. So Tyler, before we bid you farewell, we're going to get into the Betway bets of the day presented by Betway 19+. Please play responsibly. Pat, could you throw this one up here for me so I can get a look at this?
All right, I'm out of here, boys. Give me Oilers puck line, McDavid 2+ points, and cash it already.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first. So, as I explained for the very first episode, we're going to be doing a fun little thing here presented by Betway. We're going to be doing Bordzy's bankroll, and you're either going to make me rich or you're going to make me poor. Because, did Tyler just turn into a different, much more handsome and jacked individual?
I've been eating my cat food. That? I've been eating my cat food every day.
There you go, everybody. So as you can tell, I'm joined by Gavin over here, who will be hanging out with me for Oilers Nation After Dark. So we've got 3 bets here. We've got McDavid anytime goal at -118. Not a ton of value there, but Connor McDavid didn't score in game number 1. I'm not going to bet against him scoring in game number 2. Second bet option is going to be Draisaitl 2+ points at a nice little +110 number. And then our third option is McDavid 1 goal and 1 assist at +125. So we're going to throw it in the chat. Oh, my boy Pat has already thrown it in the chat right there.
Love it.
So please get your vote on. If you want a squad ride with me, hey, I'd appreciate it. We're all in this together, and we can revisit this in Oilers Nation After Dark. But Gavin, I asked you earlier today to present me with a couple statistics, as I know all you guys in the chat, you love Gavin's brain. I love Gavin's brain. It works pretty well analytically, statistically, gambling-wise. This guy has made me a fair amount of money. So I wanted to bring him on and have him help you guys win a little bit of money. Gavin, what do you like tonight?
Yeah, so like obviously, as you see here on your screen, McDavid anytime goal. I look back at the past second game of the season, and he has scored a goal.
Do we have that, Pat?
Yeah, throw it up for me, Pat. Yeah, as you see here. So McDavid has scored goals in the second game of every year for the last 3 years. And
so he scored a goal in game number 2.
Yes.
For the last 3 seasons in a row?
Yep, exactly.
It's a lock. It's a lock.
And then Draisaitl 2+ points. Draisaitl following a loss last year, 32 games played, 21 goals, 29 apples, 50 points. And McDavid, well, doing McDavid things, obviously following a loss, 62 points in those 32 games played. So all these bets, absolute lock.
Dude, I feel like I'm going to hit all 3 of these bets.
Squad ride it, man.
I'm going to have to ride all of these. I'm still going to do whatever you guys throw up. Actually, Pat, can you throw that other one just back up there for me? Yeah, because our third bet is Connor McDavid goal and assist.
Goal and assist
he
at
averaged
+125.
1.94 points per game following a loss last season, with Draisaitl, I guess, a little bit behind, but not far behind, with 1.56 points per game following a loss. Man, I like all of these. This is what I meant when I said the angry big dogs. When you get an angry Connor and an angry Leon, this is what you get.
They come out to play always following a loss, man. So I'm loving it. And like, honestly, I think they absolutely go off tonight.
I'm just looking in the chat here. What these people would let Tyler do is hilarious. Dukes91 says, I'd let Tyler shave me.
Honestly, same. Honestly, same.
Mike D, I'd let Tyler hit his golf ball off my foot. Well, I guess
Some of
that's
these are awesome. Keep these ones coming, guys.
yeah, these are good. I see a little bit of here. Damn, Tyler got jacked right there. Gavin's looking yoked, and Sergeant Battle with my favorite comment said, "I put on my non-existent glasses, and Tyler got yoked and handsome."
Like I said, it's
Tyler's
a cat
catching
food, man.
strays right now. He's catching strays. So people, let me know what you like in the chat. If you like anything else, what do we got here?
Oh, we got the lines.
Thank you, Waz. We've already had
Waz
these
coming in
lines.
clutch.
We've already had these. Thank you very much. We've got Waz here
Yeah.
next to us, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to be hanging
Big
out with
Derek
us
Ryan guy. Massive.
all night long. What do we got so far? Pat, you want to hop on the mic here? What do we like so far? Oh, looks like bet number 3. Pat, what do you like tonight?
Yeah, 3's at 50% right now. Personally, I think Draisaitl 2+ points is the steal here. It's positive.
Mhm.
Plus 10 Draisaitl, even with everything that went wrong yesterday with the Oilers, or not yesterday, Wednesday with the Oilers, they still put one home on the power play, and I can expect us to get a couple more power plays again today, and 2 points just seems like a lock to me.
Yeah, plus 110. You honestly can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, I really like
Can't
that.
go
And plus 112, there's some value. Gavin, we also saw some shout out Betway.
Yeah,
Maybe there's
sweet
a couple
boost today.
Betway boosts.
There
Can you
is.
tell the people about the
There
boost?
is, yeah. So so you put $10 in Oilers game. Every time the Oilers pot one today, you get $2 free credits. So shout out to Betway. Absolutely love it. Free money. Free money.
Love free money.
Yeah, so we're gonna put up 8 like Vancouver did on Wednesday. 16 free bucks, and we're free rolling
Yeah,
going
exactly.
into Sunday football.
I did see it on Twitter, the idea presented of if the Oilers were to come back 8-1. I know Coombsy predicted 12-0
He does.
Oilers
He,
tonight.
he said he's predicting 12-0 every game this season until it happens because
Well,
then he seems like an absolute genius.
There you go.
So,
Hey, shooters shoot.
exactly.
Volume shooters. They don't remember your misses. They remember your hits. So that's going to be a thing. I like tonight. I guess we can go full screen here. Patrick, we can just kind of, as we're winding down, I believe we're 53 minutes past the hour. So we got 7 more minutes till puck drop.
Yeah,
but we
you know, it's gonna
know
be 20 minutes.
that
with
it's
the
a
player
home opener, so
introductions
we're
and-
going to have a lot of time to kill before that. And actually, Gavin, that gives us a perfect time to order our dinner.
Yes, it
Because
does.
we're going to be eating like kings tonight. Waz, you can get in on that too. But
Maybe.
well, I'm just revisiting the chat here. Oh, they got some what they let Gavin do.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god.
I let Gavin take my last beer. Thanks, Dukes.
There you go, Sergeant Battle. I'd let Gavin. Nope, I'm not gonna. I am not gonna finish. What?
You started.
Tristan, you can't do that to me, Sergeant Battle.
god.
Oh my god, that was a close one right there. I let Gavin be my lone shark.
Yeah, as soon as he started reading that one, I'm like,
Pull it
oh.
back, pull it back. Hey, that's what you get here on the Nation Network or on the Oilersnation
Yeah.
YouTube channel. That's why we let
It'd be the
anybody
same
in
thing
here.
in post game.
If you want to get in the chat, you do have to be subscribed. That is the loophole that we
Yes.
kind of threw our way because, Gavin,
so-
as you know, there's a couple bets we have this season going on for subscribers on the
Yes.
Nation Network YouTube channel. Do you know what it is?
I do. So to all the people watching, just click the subscribe button and you're gonna be loving it if we hit our goal.
Yeah, there will be.
It's gonna be a sight to see.
It is. It's gonna be a treat, and I really can't wait for that one. So earlier as well, we gave our TikTok predictions. I don't have this one on the Betway board right now, but I am envisioning a Zach Hyman greasy front
like right in front
net,
net.
greasy goal, either off his skates
Or
like
off
a
his
Brock
face, like in the
Besser.
playoffs last year.
I'll take off his face. Beggars can't be choosers
True.
on a night like tonight, so I'm going to take that any which way
I like
can
that.
get it. Let me know in the chat here what you guys like for bets. I see this chat has just become.
And some people in the
absolute
chat
chaos.
too have said Holloway to score tonight too. I like his odds too.
Do you like those odds? Can you pull those up?
Yeah.
Maybe actually get Betway open right now.
Sure.
My laptop's on there. I wonder what Adam Ernie anytime goal scorer is going to be tonight.
I don't think it'd be on Betway.
I don't
think
I
so.
don't think that's going to be an option, but you could
No.
be a rich man.
Yeah,
if it
because I
does
wanted to.
happen.
Yeah, I was trying to find even Logan Cooley yesterday. They don't have Logan Cooley yet, but I'm sure he'll be on there soon. But Holloway,
Yeah, I wonder what he's at. But I guess continuing with the Adam Ernie discussion, there's a point I wanted to make. So it was in the preseason. I know there was tons of talk of Raph Lavoie, Lane Peterson, who's going to get that last spot. And I get it. You want, if Raph Lavoie, came and really grabbed that spot and took it and made it his, I didn't really necessarily think he did. But for most of the preseason, I was an Adam Ernie guy. I like the idea of adding Adam Ernie to your bottom six, your fourth line. He's a proven NHL fourth liner. He's scored double digits before. You know what you're going to get with a guy like him, and he just kind of brings that consistency factor. I know it's been presented out there. I am not expecting this. I don't think it'll be a thing. People presenting him as maybe the new Klim Kostin. maybe a little energy, you know, bang, bang, and crash down low. We'll see what he kind of brings to the table. I'm excited to see what he does. What are your thoughts on Ernie tonight? And what are you looking for? I'm sure he's only going to get like 6
exactly.
minutes ice time. But
I don't assume we're going to be seeing a lot of Ernie, but I'm excited to see like what he's going to do into that bottom 6 role. But yeah, I'm remaining optimistic for Ernie.
Hey, we got a question here from Larissa, Gavin, for you. Gavin, can you explain if Betway boosts are normally worth it?
100% they're worth it. 100% they're worth it. Whenever Betway offers those kind of boosts, you hit that every single time. I
smash it like every
single time. And like I said, every time the Oilers score today, you get $2 free bet credits, and then you're free rolling going into Sunday football tomorrow. Right? Can't go wrong.
Speaking of which, actually, hold on. We'll get into the football talk when we wind down in just a few minutes here. I see that Flute said he agrees with me. I'd rather let Raf play 20 minutes in the minors than 5 minutes up here. I agree.
100%.
We saw that last
100%.
season with Dylan Holloway, basically.
Yes.
We kept wanting him to get more minutes, but the minutes he was getting were fourth liner minutes, not really playing with any skilled players. He wasn't really getting anything.
No.
And it just kind of felt like a waste. And then, of course, inevitably, he was sent back down. I like the idea of Raf. Let him get some confidence down there. God forbid something happens to somebody on the big club. We can call him up and see what he's got. I'd let Gavin be my wingman. Okay, I wish Gavin was.
I let Gavin
wingman.
chase down an Uber driver for my phone. That actually did happen.
Hey,
in
that
Vegas.
actually did happen. Fun fact. I'm pretty sure that's how you got here
I
full
think
time.
I think that's why I became Gavin the producer instead of Gavin the intern. Just because
that's really good.
Phone.
Is it pronounced Ernie or Ern? You know, that's a good question. I've been saying Ernie. I think it's that, but
I think so.
Let us know in the chat what you think. Okay, a couple minutes here before we get going, and I want to just talk a little predictions.
Yep. What
is your score prediction tonight for the Edmonton Oilers and Vancouver Canucks? Pat, I want you ready as well.
Yeah, when we're doing our predictions here in the office for Waz's TikTok, whatever, I guess Oilers shutout 4-0. I think we come back and we just absolutely shut the doors down. Obviously, we let 8 goals on Wednesday. I think we find a way to get a shutout today, and think Stuart Skinner obviously shows up.
Yep. Patty boy, what are you thinking tonight?
I believe I went 4-1 in the predictions that we had.
Hey, there's
TikTok.
that handsome face.
But I think I'm going to bump it up a little bit because the vibes are high. I'm going 5-1 Oilers today.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, in our pre-TikTok we did in the office TikTok before, I believe, honestly, the most common answer was 5-2. I predicted as well, yours truly. So I think I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to go 5-2. Let me know in the chat what your predictions are. I see here Rusty being classic Rusty with his optimism. 6-0 Oilers.
Love it, Shotty, man. Love it, Rusty.
I would love to see that. You know what? Maybe I might actually have to sprinkle a couple shekels on the word that I don't want to say, but we might have already said it.
I think I already said it about 3 times.
Well, there we
I
go.
think
Okay,
that's
well, whatever. You can blame Gavin on Oilersnation After Dark if you want to. These people are just still going with what they let Gavin or Tyler do. I love this.
You guys are awesome.
I'm seeing here somebody said he does believe it is Ernie. Yes, we'll go with that. I'd let Gavin fight my battles for me. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be on Gavin's bad side with arms like that. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to wind it down here. I know there's probably
about that time, eh?
There's going to be a couple minutes before the puck actually gets dropped, but I want to give a big shout out to our presenting sponsors. Sherwood Ford, the Giant. You see it right here. They are the Giant for a reason, and it's going to be a giant performance from the Oilers tonight. Montorio Homes, they are the best. Get your custom home build whoever you want to be. And, of course, Greta Bar Yeg. Now, you might even see me and Gavin out at Greta later tonight.
I think we were talking about before the show. We probably will be making an appearance at Greta tonight.
Yeah, so we're still going to, if you want to talk Oilers after the game, hopefully
after an Oilers dub,
crushing W. Thank you for that. We'll be here live again on the Oilersnation YouTube. Me, Gavin, and we'll be joined by the one, the only, the Baggedmilk,
BM,
the bagged wine, whatever you want to call them. And yeah, we'll revisit that. We will have some hot and cold performers. We'll tell you everything you need to know about the game, and you can either vent or gloat. So that's it for me, Gavin, and Patrick, and Waz. I hear him banging and clanging back there. Let's have a great game, everybody, and I'll see you right after the game here, live on the Oilersnation YouTube. Good luck, everybody. Let's go get a dub.
Go Oilers.